by night. Today is our next part of our well-trained dancer series, and this is our spotlight on pliés. We're going to talk about demi-plié, grand plié. We will talk about the positions and the preparation, of course, and I will do a combination that is a plié combination at the end that you can work on if you want to work on pliés. Now, please note, I'm breaking this down so it might look a little choppier, broken down than it should be. Try not to make pliés choppy, but I'm trying to emphasize the different positions within the plié, like within a grand plié. So it might look choppier than it ultimately should. That's why I want to give you a combination at the end to work from. So let's say we have our preparation. 5, 6, 7, 8. So from here, if we're going to take a demi-plié, we bend the knees, yes, but it's not just bend and up. Plié has to be very, very active from the beginning. So we're not just bending the knees, but we're engaging the turnout from the top of the legs, from the hips, right away. I don't have great turnout, and a whole lot of people I teach don't have great turnout. That's why we want to actively use the correct muscles from the very beginning. So we have our preparation, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we lift higher in the body, and we really want to think our body going up as we come down. Demi, and 2, and 3, and 4. So you'll notice my heels never came off the floor. We're not putting weight into our heels. We never want to do that. But we want to feel a connection to the floor with the heels so they're not popping up. The whole foot, the whole tripod, and the tripod is always 1, 2, 3. And hopefully you saw my last video where I apologized for my shoes. I'm working outdoors, so I'm not wearing my nice ones. We should have our whole tripod on the floor, engaged as we demi-plié. 1 and 2. So when we start to take a grand plié, there are 4 elements of the grand plié. We go through demi, we go to the maximum part of our grand. So we hit demi, we go as far as we can, and this should be a stretch. So you're trying to keep those heels on the floor as long as you can and stretch through the legs before you let the heels come up to get to your maximum grand plié. So demi into the grand, back to demi as fast as you can. Not as fast as you can, but you're trying to get the heels back down as soon as you can. So what you don't want is you don't want this and then to go and up. And I see that done. So, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but only slightly. We have to be really careful. We want the heels on the floor as long as possible. We want them back connecting to the floor as soon as possible. So from this angle, so you can see it, we'll go demi in the grand, demi, and up. Now I'm emphasizing that a little bit for the video. You don't want to actually, if you're in class, you don't want to go demi, grand, demi, up. I'm trying to show you that those are the elements in there, but ultimately it should look very, very smooth. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Arms in pliés may vary according to your teacher, but here is one way to do them. Preparation, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Grand plié. 6, 7, and 8. The next position, second position, we want to think about the same thing in demi. The heels stay connected to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're trying to stay right in between our legs, knees out over the toes. I don't have amazing turnout, but our knees should always try to get over our toes, regardless of turnout. Never try and just turn out your feet from the ankles or the knees to try and get 180 degrees, because that's just bad, bad, bad news for your joints. Turn out from the hips. Use what you have correctly. You don't have to have amazing turnout to work correctly. So that's what we're shooting for. Now, second position is unique in that the grand plié, the heels still stay on the floor. So Grand Plié will go 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. We're only trying to get to about a 90-degree angle with our Grand Plié. So demi will go to about here, grand will go to about here. And at fourth position, I'm going to explain, but personally, I do not like doing Grand Plié in fourth position. I think it's very, very hard on the knees, and I try not to give it to my students very much. Sometimes I do if I feel like the school that I'm teaching for wants Grand Plié in fourth, but it's very, very hard on me, so I don't like to do Grand Plié in fourth. If you are an adult dancer with any kind of knee issues, talk to your teacher about not doing Grand Plié, especially in fourth and fifth. They are the ones that are hardest on the joints, and I've seen people really be able to elongate how long they're able to dance because they're not pushing themselves into Grand Plié. When I started teaching Jana, that was one of the first things I did. I said no Grand Plié because she has knee issues and I didn't want her making that worse. Just to throw that out there, talk to your teacher about it. You know, don't do anything that goes against your teacher's wishes, but that's something to think about. And that's only if you're over 18 and you're an adult. If you're training, you don't get the same luxuries of getting to say what you do and do you think your body can't do. All of that said, in fourth position, you really want to think about having square hips, and your hips should be right in between your feet. Your feet should be about 1 foot width apart. So you don't want it too big and you don't want it too little. Also, there are different ways to get to fourth. You can go from fifth and go straight out. You can go from third and go straight out. Less used is going from first and going out from there. My personal fourth is third and out. I do not cross my fourth all the way over as if it was going from fifth. I don't know if you can see my kitty in the video. She's gonna come be in the window. Here's my fourth. Again, this is very, very hard for me. I have issues with my hips, and so fourth position is very difficult for me to use as much turnout as I would like. So we're trying to stay right in the center of our feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you take Grand Plié, here's what you want to think about. Don't go to your back leg and go down and sit back here. Same way, don't go to your front leg. It's easier, I think, sometimes, like it feels more stable to be on one leg or the other, but it's not correct. You should be right in the center, and your heels should be working forward, knees working out. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not going to do that again because that's really hard on my joints. Even fifth, I feel like, is not as aggravating as fourth. All right, so fifth position. If we're in our starting position, again, heels stay connected to the floor. 1, 2, knees are working out as much as your turnout will allow, turning out from the hips. 3, 4, Grand Plié. 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, I'm exaggerating a little bit going through the demi, but it should be very smooth. If you notice my arms, I'm going to go back to first so I can show this. In the Grand Plié, we always go 5, 6. So at the height, the arm is down. Back to here for the demi and up. 5, 6, 7, 8. So for me, this is the path of the arm. Deepest point. Now demis, there are lots of different things that are done with the arm. Sometimes you go here for our preparation. 2, 3, 4. Sometimes people go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's up to your teacher. Watch what they do, what they show, take what they give you. I hope this helps you understand Plié better. I want you to really think about going through demi into your grand, back through demi and up, but not choppy, just hitting those points. Really think about working the knees over the toes. Do not turn out from the ankles, so then you get this kind of a thing going, and it's really, really, really bad. Ooh, bad, bad, bad. Because it's going to hurt how long you can dance. Wherever, we call this the control zone, where your turnout is from your hips. If you go from here, you lift up off the heels and come to first, that's your turnout. It may not look like you think it should in your head, but you have to use what you have, and you have to learn to use it from the hips. You have to work correctly. It's more important to work correctly than it is to just try and reach an aesthetic that you're using because you're not working correctly. And I've done it, so I am still fighting it. You know, I had a year where I was trying to turn out to 180 degrees when I was 15, and I feel like my muscles are still overdeveloped in some areas, and I still fight how to use everything correctly and stand with correct posture. So I'm passing this on to you because I'm trying to not let you make the same mistakes I made. It's taken me a long time to try and get back to the right place. Luckily, I had great people teaching me, so thank goodness for that. That's all for today. If you have any other questions, leave them below and I'll answer. But I hope this has helped you understand pliés a little bit better. Bye!